ドクター・テンマ、あなたにとって命は平等だった。だから僕は生き返った。でも、もう気づいたでしょう。誰にも平等なのは死だけだ。
This is terrifying. Johan Liebert represents everything a human should and will fear. Total disregard for human lives. And this makes him such an interesting antagonist to Tenma, the protagonist of the manga/anime Monster, who regards every human being as an equal and therefore thinks that life should be preserved at first. And what makes Johan so much more terrifying to the viewer is that his character is very much grounded in realism. And don't get me wrong, it's not like you will meet a person like Johan every day, as he's rather a symbol of pure nihilism that no longer regards any human being and no longer sees the value in life, opposing to Tenma, as already mentioned before. But he's also not your typical shonen antagonist that is gifted with some incredible power or that was granted some grand tool outside of our perception of realism. He's, in fact, although overtaken by such an inhuman moral code, in his roots, very much still a human being. He therefore shows an incredible evil that a human might be capable of, which makes him and his secret weapon so much more scarier to the viewer, because Johan's greatest gift are his words and how he manipulates everyone with it, especially in contrast to Tenma, who brings out the best in people, while Johan, well, he brings out the monster in everyone. And the moment I realized that was in episode 29, titled Execution. In this episode, TheWatcher meets Richard Braun, who's currently investigating Johan's case, but this is not really relevant to the point that I'm trying to make. We also figure out that Richard Braun has a drinking problem through small, cleverly placed hints throughout the episodes. However, when he meets Johan for the very first time, a conversation develops between the two, and Johan uses that chance in order to bring out the worst in Stefan, the so-called monster. Johan tells him that he knows that Braun, while he was working as a policeman, shot a minor. Johan tells Richard that he executed that man without proof that he committed the murder, and later on lied about being drunk in order to get away with his crime. He raises the question if such a man who brutally took away the life of another could have really changed. And Johan uses that chance to remind him of all of his past mistakes, showing Richard Braun the evil that he is capable of, making him question himself and his development. And then he does something that gave me the chills. He offers him a bottle of whiskey, knowing his past addiction. And this scene was so impactful to me that it made me turn around to my friend and say, "Oh my God, he really is evil." And that is especially because of the pure simplicity of this scene. Because Johan doesn't use a gun or cast a spell on Braun to urge him to give in into his addiction, but he just manipulates him with simply his words that enable him to get into Richard's head and made him believe that he would never become a better man, would never evolve, would never become the father that his daughter needs, which ultimately leads to Richard Brown's tragic death. And don't get me wrong, when I say evil, I don't just simply say that. He's not your mustachio villain. No, 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 no. He represents a pure form of evil that you should actually be terrified of. Because this form of evilness, in a much smaller scale, of course, can be found in your everyday life. It can be anyone that wants to drag you down, that wants to see you suffer, everyone that denies your growth. He's the evil thought in the back of our mind that we try to suppress, the one that believes that nothing will get better. And this makes him so terrifying, partly because he's a mirror of society and what a human might be capable of. Pure chaos. He's terrifying because he's real, because he could be in every single one of us, a monster that should never wake up. Hello watchers, this is TheWatcher with my second video on this channel, and I really love making this video because Monster is probably my favorite anime, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please like and subscribe, and well, see you next time with a new video.